In today's video, we're going to check out the Iron Man phone. This is the POCO X7 Pro. It's a custom collaboration between POCO, of course, and Marvel, coming in on an Iron Man edition, customized device, not only from the outside all the way to the inside, with some custom accessories included in the box. This is TK, and let's go ahead and check out all the cool new things in the brand new POCO X7 Pro Avengers Iron Man edition. Like and subscribe, and make sure you hit that bell icon so they're always notified to whenever we have new videos for you on the channel. And here we have it, the packaging for the POCO X7 Pro Avengers Edition, again Iron Man Edition, the crimson red color that we have in here, of course, with the helmet, POCO naming branding on the top, of course. On the actual casing on the front, you'll notice there's a little bit of an indicator telling us to open it up, but it says a Tony Stark. So here, you'll definitely see the Tony Stark logo, of course, Stark Enterprises. Continuing on the back with a nice little message, it says, "My name is Tony Stark, Iron Man. Kind of sort of famous where I'm from." And that's one of those quotes, of course, from Avengers Endgame. One of the biggest things I'll probably say overall is the customization that is done to the case itself. Very nice, obviously much bigger than your normal casing. And when you open it up, it has a very nice effect where it actually lifts up the actual case or the box inside where the device is. We're greeted right away with obviously the, I would probably say the chest plate of Iron Man, because we also have the arc reactor sitting in there. And this is actually a really nice little customized area. We'll get to that in a second. I just want to show you guys real quick. The phone is right there. We also have a little bit more information about the suits, the Iron Man, the different configuration options here, how the arc reactor configuration set up in here, and then we have the different mock. I'm assuming this is one of their mock suits in here. I can really tell which mock version it is, but overall looks absolutely very nice. And what's even really unique about this, I'll let this thing focus real quick, is the SIM removal tool is by far the coolest SIM removal tool I've ever seen before. It essentially is the arc reactor using basically as a SIM removal tool. There's nothing much here on the back. There's a small little message, and it says designed by POCO, and it also says proof that Tony Stark has a heart. Right away after that, we're greeted with the unit itself, or the device itself. Now, it does normally come in a sleeve. There's a few more information here. Let's go ahead and go through some of that real quick. It is powered by the MediaTek Dimensity 8400 Ultra, custom silicon made specifically to provide us a little bit more optimizations than the standard 8400. 6000 milliampere with 90 watt hypercharge supported in here. A 1.5K display at 120 Hz refresh rate with AMOLED display, of course. 50 megapixel main camera with OIS, and of course, one of the new things that we're starting to see a lot more now in 2025 is an IP68 rating for water and dust resistance, meaning up to 30 minutes in 1.5 meters of fresh water, this device should be able to handle it as long as there's no damage on the actual unit itself. You're not going to have to worry about any kind of water damaging it. We of course have the Tony Stark signature positioned right there, Avengers Marvel POCO X7 Pro moniker right above. The last thing, of course, on top here, we have a little bit of a kind of an origin story of how Tony Stark created the first Iron Man suit back from the original Tony Stark, well, the original Iron Man movie that came out a long time ago. And of course, we have the nice POCO branding at the bottom. Now, starting off from the top, we'll notice right there, POCO limited edition, and you definitely see that. The dual cameras that we have on the back here, the primary 50 megapixel camera, Iron Man, but the actual helmet casing in there. Now, this actually does have some texture in the back, but it's not textured the way you see it in the actual image. They did a really good job of actually providing us that 3D looking effect here with the reflection of the lights and covering it so that we don't actually damage the actual unit itself. You can definitely see right there, Iron Man right there, just positioned right there, and of course Avengers all the way to the bottom. The unit also has flat edges on all sides. It does not have a curved display. We have a volume rocker, a red button here, of course customized again. No texture on it, unfortunately. On the bottom, one of the bottom firing speakers, stereo speakers supported in here. SIM tray in here, one of the additional microphone, USB-C, again supported here with up to 90 watts for the 6000 milliampere battery that we have. On the left side, we have pretty much a clean slate. On the top, pretty straightforward. IR blaster, top-mounted speaker, as well as microphones for the camera. And of course, the design looks absolutely beautiful. On the front, we have a nice, beautiful 6.67-inch display here, supported with, again, 120 Hz refresh rate, AMOLED, and a 1.5K. Fingerprint sensor positioned on the bottom, and we have a beautiful theme that's positioned. It's already kind of loaded up when you first turn it on. And of course, you can see here the time. Not everything is customized, but whatever does not have, let's say, a custom icon for it, they do provide you a little bit of a customization around it. And here is Geekbench 6. We'll talk a little bit about the benchmarks. Of course, swipe down all the experiences that we see here, and then we're obviously going into the settings in there. I don't have it in dark mode yet, but if you want to see it real quick, let's go ahead and get into display, turn on dark mode. Again, looks absolutely fantastic. You notice the UI, everything runs beautifully. It is running version 2.0 from HyperOS on top of Android 15 that does come with this right out of the box. Again, as soon as you get this and unbox it, you're going to get one update and gets you directly to be the same version that the one I'm using right now. A lot of nice customizations. Again, a 20 megapixel front-facing camera. We have that 50 megapixel primary camera with the 8 megapixel ultra-wide camera in the back. There is no 2 megapixel camera that is going to be just like a filler camera. And again, to top it off, IP68 out of the box. This is something that is very nice. And again, starting to see it with devices like these, specifically from POCO. But let's not forget real quick, let's go ahead and open up the last little area. Again, we have the nice little customization here, except now we also have Tony Stark or Iron Man positioned directly on the A for Avengers and Marvel. This is going to be basically where we're able to get not only the case, let's go ahead and open it up. It opens up on the back. And we have a nice little bumper case, protected case. We'll check that out real quick. Instruction information. Last but not least, of course, a USB-A to USB-C charging cable with, again, a customized, what I would call this basically a like the loop where you're able to just customize everything in together. It's very nice. Unfortunately, there is no charger in the box, but this will support any of POCO or Xiaomi's chargers. If you have any of the older ones, again, up to 90 watts. Very nice. It's unwinding. I'll just go ahead and put it back in there. This custom bumper case that not only carries over the button option that we have here directly for the actual phone, but provides us a little bit more of a textured experience on the side. Also stays all the way open so that we're actually able to enjoy the colors of the phone. So let's go ahead and put that there next to it. You can see here all the options that we have. So when you put it in there, you're not going to lose not only looking at the actual device, seeing the customizations in here, but it also gives you the protection all around the unit itself. This is really more of a bumper case, but it is going to provide you some protection on the actual unit and better grip holding on the side. There is actually textures areas on the side. Of course, the power button works just as expected. And of course, just everything looks really nice. Fingerprint sensor works really good. And you notice right there's a little bit of an animation in there that's positioned right there before it unlocks. Again, access to everything. Now, of course, we really like the customization options that we have in here. We have the ability of jumping into our themes. Now, these are the ones that are preloaded on the device. You are able to go back to standard POCO, of course, going into the Limitless theme, as well as the POCO X7 Iron Man edition. That's the one that we're looking here with all the customized icons that we have. You're able to customize it again. Furthermore, adding additional lock the layout. You could use it with or without the home drawer. And of course, animation speed. This is going to be relaxed, or you could just basically go to fast. Again, double tapping to lock the screen, fit cells, lock screen layout. Don't show text in there if you want to be able to just get it even cleaner. So like anywhere, we'll just take that out. And then of course, system navigation, you're able to change between standard buttons and of course gestures, and then vertically as far as the horizontal option. About in case there's any updates, you'll be able to check that out. Very nice, very customizable. But again, now we just increased the speed of the actual animation. You could see it absolutely is crazy fast. Of course, I just lowered the volume because I was doing it so fast. And then of course the split option in here is on by default, but you're able to customize it back. So we talked about the cameras. Main camera is going to be the 50 megapixel camera on the back. I feel like that's going to be the one that gives you the best experience as possible. Video resolution, we are able to go all the way up to 4K 60 frames per second. The 8400 Ultra does support that on the main sensor in the back. On the front, maximum resolution is going to be basically 1080p, and if I'm not mistaken, yep, capped at 30 frames per second. Mostly because of the way the customization has been done here. It's really wanting us to live in the main sensor on the back. Video, photos, portrait mode, night photography as well. And then we have a few other options in there that you're able to customize, long exposure, slow motion, and so on. We'll definitely get a chance to check that out. Let's go ahead and go outside real quick and do a quick demo from the main sensor on the back and the main sensor on the front from the brand new X7 Pro. We're going to start off the video on the front-facing camera here. Again, 20 megapixel sensor, capped at 1080p 30 frames per second. That's going to be the best resolution and audio-video experience that you should be able to if you're using this for vlogging and, of course, capturing a moment or content when you're in the actual video. I personally think, again, the main sensor on the back is going to be the best experience, but we'll go ahead and switch over there. This, again, is a quick sample of the front-facing audio and video from the X7 Pro Iron Man Edition. This is the 50 megapixel main sensor on the back, again supporting OIS and of course the best resolution that we're able to get here, which is 4K 60 frames per second, utilizing basically the most of the power that you're able to get with this device. And this should perform the best not only in basically well-lit situations like this, but also low-light experiences if you're going to be able to shoot some content like that. Again, as you're going to see with some of the images and videos I'm going to share with you guys, it did perform quite well even in the, I would say, the low-light experiences of CES in Las Vegas. For the audio test, we're going to do it a little bit differently. I'm going to go ahead and load up one of my recent videos that I did for the POCO pad. We're going to go ahead and go to full screen again, and then highest resolution on this, we'll go ahead and into YouTube and of course advanced. You're able to see here that it does support for 2160 by 60p, but one thing to mention again, it's a 1.5K display, but you'll be able to actually push it all the way to the highest resolution if you'd like, specifically if you'd like to watch 4K video. Check out the brand new POCO pad. This was announced at the same time as the POCO F6 and the F6 Pro in Dubai, which I had a lot of good coverage for you guys from there. But the biggest thing I'll probably say is this. This is a tablet that's designed from the ground up to be a media consumption king. And this is what we're going to be focusing on all of the things that we can do with this tablet. They also have a couple of accessories in here, obviously. Again, very nice. The audio is definitely very good, very clear, very bassy. Actually, you could definitely hear a little bit of depth into it. And even though we were running at 100%, there was no issues at all. As far as gaming, of course, up to 120 hertz refresh rates. And of course, we have a beautiful 1.5K display. Call of Duty Mobile, of course, works perfectly fine. We can jump into the settings in there. We are supporting 120 frames per second. Let's go ahead and bring this up. 120 frames per second game in multiplayer, up to 90 frames per second in Battle Royale, and up to 90 frames per second under Undead Siege. Ultra supported in here, and of course, medium. We do have the game center here, or the game turbo option. You're able to boost the configuration, do screen recording, do not disturb. Different options in there, launch games or different applications in pop-up window, and of course, clear memory and performance settings in there. You can jump in, customize it. You have either custom, frame rate priority, and of course picture priority. You're able to customize the different experiences in there. All in all, a very well-rounded experience, providing you not only good gaming and again Call of Duty Mobile. The PUBG Mobile experience up to 90 frames per second will be released very soon. It is not currently available on the unit. Of course, Genshin Impact plays high quality at 60 frames per second. It does have a little bit of variation in the performance, but overall pretty decent, somewhere between 40 to 60 frames per second for extended gameplay. And again, up to 90 frames per second on PUBG Mobile and 120 frames per second in multiplayer already on Call of Duty Mobile. And this is one of the things that we appreciate about POCO, is the performance for dollar perspective that we get there. So you're basically not paying so much, but you're getting a lot. At its lowest configuration, the X7 Pro is available at $279 in the early bird pricing, all the way up to $369 for the Iron Man edition. If you want to go without the Iron Man edition, again, the 512 with the 12 gigs of RAM, you can go to about $330. So it's about $30 or so difference in there. But again, those are early bird pricing available in different market. Please make sure to check out your local market to be able to get the best deal. There was an update that just got pushed out today, again, getting us to the HyperOS 2.0 on this, which already came out with HyperOS 2.0 on top of Android 15. But of course, well-rounded device, very nice, large battery, large display, of course, high refresh rate, high quality display, stereo speakers, USB-C charging, and IP68, which means you're not going to have to worry about any kind of water splashing in there, or even if you drop it in the pool, you'll be able to actually take it up and clean it up. Just allow it to dry before you actually plug anything into it so that you're able to basically use it normally. Thank you very much to POCO for allowing me to check out the brand new POCO X7 Pro. Again, overall, performance is really good. This is the 8000 series from MediaTek, so essentially it's a mid-ranger type of a solution. We have the 7000, the 8000, and the 9000, of course, and it actually performs as you'd expect. It's not the F series, this is the X series from POCO, so I'm really looking forward to see some of the options that we saw here transition over to the next generation of the F series from them in 2025. Like and subscribe as usual. Thank you very much for the support. I will see you in the next video.